What you doing, Rook? I'm just about to review a movie. It's been a long while. Do you want to, take a little drink? You know, before you record? Well, I don't really drink much alcohol, but since you asked, sure. Then he's drinking city milk, and he's so retarded. He's going. You're such a lightweight, Rook. If only there was someone that could hold down their drink and be critical at the same time. Well, you know, I just might know of one. Hello there everyone, future feature film director, the Rookie Critic here, and welcome to the Fandom Collective. Today's YouTuber appreciation will feature the Critical Drinker. The Drinker is one of many talented content creators I discovered thanks to Mahler's EFAP podcast. At first, I honestly believed that his channel would be more along the lines of like a Plinkett style, or he's some drunk dude yelling at the TV or at the bar.
It's just a movie, mister.
No, it's not. It's more than that. It's the most disappointing thing in cinematic history. I have a duty to the human race to explain why in detail.
But I was pleasantly surprised to see the content that he brings to the table. It ranges from movie and TV reviews to The Drinker Recommends, The Drinker Fixes, Production Hell, Extra Shots, Happy Hour, some gaming, and what I like to call the Why series of videos. A key component to the Critical Drinker is that he extremely loves writing and storytelling, and on top of being a YouTuber, he is an actual author. According to his Amazon page, he's published 8 books between 2012 and 2019. I have not read any of them myself yet, but at some point I just might decide to listen to some of those on an audiobook. And while I was looking up his books, I discovered that some time ago he used to audition for films and shows as an extra. I'm not sure which films he was an extra in, or if he was simply uncredited for whatever parts he was in, but I think it would be pretty fun for any of you watching to list them down in the comments below if you know. Other than just talking about entertainment and media, he tosses in some gaming here and there too. I'm not personally as interested in game reviews or gameplay videos, let's plays, but he has a handful of those, as well as streams that he does on his second channel. So if you're into that, he's got you covered, especially with Resident Evil. Anyway, over on his second channel, Critical Drinker After Hours, is where you can find his happy hour streams once the live stream ends on his main channel. His happy hour streams are great because with all the negativity that you'll find on the internet, especially in the pop culture sphere, it is fun to hear someone give praise to films along with some friends.
You know, the Cornetto trilogy is it's really well known for just being brilliantly written, well constructed, and I was kind of making notes as I was watching it, just trying to make notes of all the foreshadowing, the setups and payoffs, like the different character moments, all the like recurring gags and everything like that. I've actually got it like on a sheet, and like I ran out of space. There was just so much of it. I couldn't keep track of it all. Like it's
especially for an hour and 40 minutes. They cram the content into this film. It's non-stop.
He's had a variety of guests come on and talk about films like Shaun of the Dead, Alien, Terminator 2, Con Air, Face Off, Star Trek, and more. Part of the reason I enjoy these streams is that Drinker and many of the guests that are known for reviewing movies analytically can express that while also having fun with films that are wacky and enjoyable.
But I mean, again, logic doesn't matter. There's certain movies where it just doesn't matter, and it's
this doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, like you're invested in the characters and you've laid out this, like, this is going to be nuts. We're going to have fun here. And that's cool. That's fine. And Hollywood's lost its ability to do that.
You'd be surprised how often Drinker, Mahler, and others get hated on for their style of critique, going for objectivity and consistency, while also believing that a film can be poorly written and enjoyable. But I'll save some of that talk for when I get to Mahler. We're here to focus on the Drinker. The other videos on his second channel are the extra shots, where he gives praise to films in shorter, digestible bites. I prefer them longer personally, but sometimes the substance is retained easier in the shorter videos to the average viewer. Next up is The Drinker Recommends, where he goes more in depth into films and how they are not only well written, but how they're well made in other aspects. This is where you'll see the classics arrive, like Jaws, Fight Club, Blade Runner, and others. One of the earliest shows that he reviewed, Sharp, was very short, is a very short review, yet that kind of convinced me to want to go see it. So if you find more hidden gems like that, Drinker, be sure that you share them with the rest of us, okay? Thanks. It is one thing to critique or analyze something, but I think it's more impressive to attempt to go further and try to fix what was wrong with it, so that way you're not just complaining. So The Drinker Fixes is perfect for those upset about characters not working well with their movies, like Fat Thor, or Captain Marvel, or Rey, and some others. And if you disagree, that's okay, but just pointing out that seems to be an average that a lot of people seem to dislike. So I see it as a type of fun writing challenge to try and fix them to work better with the story. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes of a film that you're watching? Most films go through a bunch of issues, but there are some that experience production hell. This series of videos sheds light on film projects that were far past critical and challenge the stress capacities of human beings. I recommend that you check out the failed Superman movie one first. Crazy story right there. Nicolas Cage could have freaking been Superman. You probably heard about that one for a long time, but I never heard the full story behind that, so he's got that covered right here. Now, my favorite video of his, and one that I would recommend to both friends and foes, is Why the Past Matters. This one came out around the middle of COVID, and when the Gone with the Wind film was going to possibly be altered or removed from the streaming services. The Drinker is able to express what I've always believed in regards to film, that it matters and is important in modern society. It is a significant way for people to contemplate situations and stories and compare to theirs, or just get immersed and have fun. But no matter how hard I try, The Drinker says it pretty well here. So here's just a small clip from it, and go watch the rest of the video after this, if you haven't seen it already.
Really, there's no limit to all the nips and tucks you can do, almost without anyone noticing. But here's the slight problem with all of this. Slowly but surely, it's diminishing who we are. See, every single piece of entertainment we consume, from the humblest amateur movie to the grandest blockbuster, is a unique and special piece of art. It may not appeal to all sensibilities or represent the pinnacle of its genre, but it's art all the same. It exists because it can, not because it must. It exists because we chose to make it so. People exercised their imagination, their creativity, and their ingenuity to turn a simple idea into a reality. And that is something to be treasured. See, art is what makes us who we are. From the first time we learned to use tools, we've been driven to express ideas that transcend the limitations of our existence. We've been compelled to create things that will outlast our short lives, to tell stories that enthrall and captivate people long after we've lived and died. Our art is an expression not just of who we are, but of who we were and who we might be, the good and the bad. It allows us to explore our highest aspirations and our deepest fears, the power of our compassion and kindness, and the darkness of our cruelty and hatred. It can thrill us with stories of courage and determination, adventure and excitement, or vengeance and anger. It can impart wisdom and knowledge, stir our wonder and imagination, carry us to far-off worlds and different cultures. It can show us the strength of love and friendship, or the dangers of anger and conflict. It can give us daring heroes and terrifying villains. It can make us laugh, and it can make us cry. It can show us the best and the worst of humanity, or even challenge what it means to be human.
Anyway, If you've liked what I've shown you so far, then go check out The Critical Drinker. He's grown to over 800k subs in the past 3 years, and I'm curious to see where he'll be in the next 3 years.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now!
If you guys like this video, we've got more in the works coming soon. And if you know some other YouTubers that you'd like us to check out, regardless of their channel size, let us know. Maybe one day we'll make an appreciation video about them too. Thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of your day.